time, often whispered as the silent arbitrator of life's pace, slips through our fingers like fine sand on a breezy day at the beach. We often don't realize it, but each of us has a bank where this precious commodity is deposited every midnight. You have your own definition of wasted time. It's either inefficient studying, scrolling through the Instagram feed, or watching things on YouTube that you not only don't want to watch, but that you don't even care about, and that make you feel terrible about watching it after you're done. Unlike money, however, the balance does not carry over. It refreshes to the same steadfast 24 hours each day, spent wisely or squandered carelessly. The modern world buzzes with distractions, the incessant ping of a new email, the vibrant allure of a fresh Instagram or Twitter update, the comforting glow of a streaming binge that stretches into the early hours. These moments, seductive as they are, entice us into a vortex where time isn't just spent, it's often wasted. As we stand on the brink of what could be a revolution in personal productivity, we must pause and ask ourselves, what are the real costs of these lost hours? How does this pattern imprison us in a cycle of constant catch-up? The journey to reclaiming our time isn't just necessary, it's urgent. As we peel back the layers of our daily habits, a stark question emerges. Why do we allow ourselves to drift into these traps of time wasting? And what can be done to escape them? Imagine a typical morning. The alarm blares, and before the day has even begun, the smartphone buzzes with notifications, a cascade of emails, urgent messages, and updates. Each alert pulls at the threads of attention, diverting us from our morning rituals to the demands of the digital world. It's a modern-day siren song that promises connection, but often delivers distraction. A project manager in a bustling tech company once described her typical day as running on a treadmill that never stops. She spent her hours reacting to emails, attending meetings that meandered without clear objectives, and navigating the choppy waters of office politics. Like many, she mistook this whirlwind of activity for productivity. However, by day's end, the tasks that mattered most, the ones that would truly advance her projects, remained untouched. In his book, The Effective Executive, Peter Drucker famously said, "There is nothing so useless as doing efficiently that which should not be done at all." This poignant reflection encapsulates the trap many fall into. The efficiency of our actions becomes moot if they are misdirected, squandering the finite hours we have at our disposal. This realization struck Anna one evening as she read Atomic Habits by James Clear, where he asserts, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." It dawned on her that her hectic schedule was not a system designed for achieving her goals, but a pattern that had evolved by default, a byproduct of environmental demands and her responses to them. She needed a change. To challenge the status quo of her daily routine, Anna began by auditing how she spent her time. She tracked every activity, no matter how small, from the moment she woke up until she went to bed. The results were eye-opening. Large portions of her day were devoured by tasks that, while urgent, did not significantly impact her major work objectives or personal growth. Inspired by her findings, Anna set about redesigning her day. She introduced strict boundaries for checking emails, thrice daily instead of constantly, and reduced meeting times, insisting on clear agendas and objectives beforehand. She also allocated time slots for deep work, periods where she would focus entirely on high-priority projects without interruptions. Gradually, she reclaimed hours of her day, redirecting them towards activities that were not only productive, but also fulfilling. This shift did not go unnoticed. Her team members began to adopt similar practices, and the ripple effect transformed the office culture. Productivity increased, but more importantly, so did job satisfaction and work-life balance. The changes were simple, yet profound, a testament to the power of intentionality in the use of time. However, the journey of time reclamation is not just about work. It extends into the personal realms of our lives as well. Consider Mark, a freelance graphic designer and a father of two. For years, he juggled his professional responsibilities with his desire to be an active parent and spouse. His days were a blur of deadlines and family commitments, leaving him feeling perpetually behind and exhausted. Mark's turning point came when he read a passage in a self-help book that struck a chord. Time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you cannot get more time. This simple truth forced him to reevaluate his priorities. He began to question which professional projects were truly worth his time and which were not aligning with his personal and financial goals. To manage his time better, Mark started to say no to lower-paying projects that required disproportionate effort. He streamlined his workflow, investing in tools that automated repetitive tasks and delegated minor responsibilities. Most importantly, he carved out uninterrupted time for his family. Dinners were sacred, and weekends were mostly work-free. These adjustments did not happen overnight, nor were they without challenges. Clients had to be trained to respect his new boundaries, and Mark had to overcome his own guilt over saying no. Yet, as he stood firm, the quality of his life improved. He found himself more present during family activities and more focused during work hours. The guilt waned, replaced by a sense of empowerment over how he chose to spend his time. In both Anna and Mark's stories, we see a common theme. The intentional reclaiming of time is a transformative act. It is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. This transformation requires an honest assessment of how we spend our days and a courageous commitment to change. It involves setting boundaries and creating systems that align our daily actions with our deeper values and long-term aspirations. As we follow these narratives, we're reminded that each moment is an opportunity to make choices. The challenge lies not in the avoidance of all distractions, but in the prioritization of our time towards pursuits that resonate with our values and enhance our well-being. This journey is continuous, a perpetual balancing act that demands vigilance and recalibration as circumstances evolve. Thus, the quest to stop wasting time and start investing it wisely is an ongoing saga of self-discovery and adjustment. As we peel back the layers of habitual behavior, we are confronted with the essence of our true priorities. In this unfolding story, the stakes are high, for the prize is none other than the quality of our very lives. The concept of the compound effect is both a blessing and a warning. It serves as a powerful ally when harnessed correctly, but can also become a formidable foe if ignored. This principle operates silently and visibly, stitching itself into the very fabric of our everyday actions, magnifying their repercussions over time. When you're young, this concept is particularly poignant because the decisions you make and the habits you form set the trajectory for your future. Imagine the compound effect as a force of nature, like gravity, ever present, influencing everything but seldom observed in real time. It's the idea that small, seemingly insignificant choices add up to significant outcomes, both good and bad. This is not just theoretical. It's a tangible force that molds our financial health, physical well-being, and social relationships. Take, for instance, the simple habit of saving a small portion of your monthly income or investing in a learning course. Initially, these actions might seem to yield little immediate benefit. However, compounded over many years, these small investments can grow into substantial wealth or a highly skilled profession. Conversely, the habit of spending beyond one's means or neglecting one's health can lead over decades to financial ruin or severe health problems. For young people, the urgency to recognize and utilize the compound effect in positive ways cannot be overstated. Every hour spent scrolling through social media, every day you skip learning a new skill, or every night you sacrifice sleep for late-night entertainment compounds negatively. These habits quietly undercut potential achievements and well-being. Darren Hardy, in his book, The Compound Effect, illustrates this powerfully. He writes, "You will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." This statement emphasizes the routine's critical nature and the weight of our daily choices. In the realm of physical health, the impact of daily decisions is evident. A diet consistently high in processed foods and sugar, paired with minimal physical activity, doesn't just add a few pounds in the short term. It sets the stage for chronic health issues like diabetes and heart disease, magnified over decades. On the flip side, regular exercise and a balanced diet might seem to offer slow progress at first, but over years, they yield exponential benefits, extending life expectancy and enhancing quality of life. Socially, The compound effect operates in the relationships you nurture and the networks you build. Each interaction might seem trivial, but over time, these connections can lead to profound opportunities and deeper relationships. Ignoring this aspect of life, focusing solely on oneself without fostering meaningful connections, often leads to isolation and missed opportunities as the years pass. Therefore, it's crucial for young individuals to understand that their greatest asset is not just their potential, but also their time. The sooner they recognize the power of the compound effect, the sooner they can make it work in their favor. By making intentional, wise choices early on, they can leverage this force to amplify their success and avoid the pitfalls that come from its negative side. Productivity often gets narrowly defined in terms of work output, but it encompasses much more. Spending time in nature, for instance, is a productive use of time that many might overlook. Engaging with the environment can rejuvenate the mind and body, boost creativity, and provide a much-needed break from the technological overload of our everyday lives. This isn't just relaxation. It's an investment in mental health and well-being, which in turn can enhance productivity in all areas of life. The simple act of walking through a park or hiking a trail can reset our emotional and psychological balance, proving that productivity is not confined to the confines of an office. Similarly, prioritizing good sleep is another cornerstone of true productivity. In a culture that often wears sleep deprivation as a badge of honor, understanding the role of rest is critical. Quality sleep enhances cognitive function, mood stability, and overall health, which are foundational to effective functioning during waking hours. It is during sleep that the brain processes and consolidates information from the day, making it essential not just for survival, but for thriving. Thus, viewing sleep as a productive activity shifts our perspective from counting hours of wakefulness to maximizing the quality of our active hours. Engaging in meaningful conversations with family and friends is yet another productive endeavor that feeds our social needs and emotional well-being. These interactions are not merely leisurely pastimes. They are vital for building and sustaining emotional support networks that contribute to our resilience and happiness. Understanding the value of these social investments highlights how much potential is wasted when we overlook them. The pain of realizing missed opportunities for deeper connections or personal growth becomes even more acute when we consider the compounding effects over time. By acknowledging the broad spectrum of what can be truly productive, we can better allocate our time to activities that enrich our lives on multiple levels. You're likely familiar with that moment when you're scrolling through Netflix, searching for a movie or TV show. You keep looking, only to realize there's nothing appealing to watch. This is a definite indication that you're wasting your time. If you're having the time of your life, scoring a perfect 10 out of 10 in enjoyment while playing a video game or watching a film, that's completely justifiable. I occasionally indulge in this too. However, if your level of enjoyment falls below, say, a 7 out of 10, it's truly disheartening. Often, there's a sense of inner decay and moral deterioration accompanying it that leaves you feeling dismal. Engaging in low-value, instant gratification activities without real enjoyment is a dire disservice to your future self. As the Russian writer Dostoevsky remarked 150 years ago, "Your worst sin is that you have destroyed and betrayed yourself for nothing." When I first encountered these words, it felt like a slap in the face. It was as if an imagined version of myself, 10 years older, had come back to warn me, "You've already wasted so much time. Please do better moving forward. Please don't let me down." Right now, your future selves across the timeline are watching you and pleading with you to make the right choices, or at least attempt to. If your life isn't living up to its potential, simply ponder, what would happen if I stopped wasting my time?